Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 3 of Federalism. The topics that we'll discuss today are federal nature of India, threefold distribution of legislative powers, and residuary subjects or lists. The learning outcomes expected today that after the end of this video lesson, you would be able to analyze India as a federal country, explain threefold distribution of legislative powers, and define residuary subjects. Now let's talk about India as a federal country. Indian freedom was not an easy one. India had emerged as an independent nation after a painful and bloody partition. Soon after independence, several princely states became a part of the country. So when we got independence, India got partitioned between India and Pakistan, and thousands of people were killed during partition. The constitution declared India as a union of states. It did not use the word federation. However, Indian Union is based on the principles of federalism. So, the term federation is not used in the constitution. However, when we match the principles of federalism, we find it truly matches with India. All the features of federalism apply to the provisions of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution originally provided for a two-tier system of government, like we had union government and state government, and we have this. We call the central government representing the Union of India, and the other one the state governments. Later, a third tier of federalism was added in the form of panchayats and municipalities. The different tiers enjoy separate jurisdiction. As we have discussed in the features of federalism, that different tiers of government, like central government, state government, or the local self-government, have their own jurisdiction. The Constitution clearly provided a threefold distribution of legislative powers between the union government and the state government, so that there should not be any confusion. Thus, it contains three lists: union lists, state lists, and concurrent lists. So, this is the threefold distribution of legislative powers that you see here: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Now, we'll discuss all of them in detail. So, the first one is union list. From the name itself, it is clear that it is related to the central government. So, union lists include subjects of national importance, such as defense of the country, foreign affairs, banking, communication, currency. All these are of national importance, and hence they come under the union list. They are included in this list because we need a uniform policy on these matters throughout the country. Of course, a uniform policy is required on these subjects, hence they are in the union list. And regarding union list, the union government alone can make laws relating to the subjects mentioned in the union list. So who make laws for the subjects in the union list? It is the central government. Next on the line is state list. State list contains subjects of state and local importance, such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigation. And from the name itself, it is very clear that state governments alone can make laws relating to the subjects mentioned in the state list. So it's very clear here that the subjects in the state list, for the subjects in the state list, the state government or the state legislature make laws. Now, another one is concurrent list. We all understand concurrent means that moves from one point. So, concurrent list includes subjects of common interest to both the union government as well as the state governments, such as education, forests, trade unions, marriage, adoption, and succession. So these are the subjects, these are examples. There are several, many subjects. These are the examples of the subjects in the concurrent lists. Both the union as well as the state governments can make laws on the subjects mentioned in this list. However, in case of any conflict between the state government and the union government, the law made by the union government will prevail. So, we got a clear idea here now that concurrent list, the subjects in the concurrent list are those subjects which are of common interest to the union government and the state government. And both the governments can make laws related to these subjects. However, in case of conflict, the law made by the central government would prevail, would exist. Now let's talk about the other one. So when the constitution makers made the constitution, they included residuary list also. So our constitution makers were foresighted. They were quite clear that in the future, they had a clear vision that in the future new subjects would emerge. And for those subjects, they gave a place in the constitution for residuary subjects. So those subjects which were not known when India got independence or when the constitution was made, those subjects are included in the residuary subjects. The subjects which are not covered in any of the three lists come under residuary subjects. So it comes with the word residue, that is left over. So nothing was in fact left over because the constitution makers knew whatever new would happen or would come could be included in the residuary subjects. The subjects like computers, IT, robotics, e-commerce, cyber laws, etc., these were not present when the constitution was made, these come under residuary subjects. The constitution vests the residuary powers of legislation with the union. So the residuary powers or the power to make laws on the subjects and the residuary list lies with the union government or the central government. So the central government can make laws on these subjects. The union parliament has exclusive power to make any law with respect to any matter enumerated in the concurrent list or the state list. So here, another point is important, that the union parliament has exclusive power to make any law with respect to concurrent or state list as well. So that is all for today, and we have discussed India as a federal country. We understood the concept, and we have these assignment questions based on what we discussed today. It will be available in the description as well. Thank you and have a great day.